Welcome back in, everyone, to EA Sports coverage of the NFL. It's the Niners in possession of the football as we get back into the action in quarter number 2. Out of the gun now on third down. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards the play. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again.
Gain of 16 yards. 1st down, 49ers.
Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Trying to get to the outside. This is McCaffrey. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, you can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Darrell Patterson on the return. The Falcons take over 1st and 10. At their own 20.
Todd Gurley and the offense, they get set and trot back out there now. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Brought down.
He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And the Niners will go on offense 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. This pass into the arms of Snead. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. Touchdown, 49ers!
San Francisco.
George Kittle, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the 49ers make some inroads here on that deficit. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Darrell Patterson on the return. The Falcons take over 1st and 10. at their own 22-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They're running with Gurley. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And they got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. And he's got the first. Before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40-yard line. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Once more, they turn to Patterson. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
The tackle made at the 44-yard line. That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and...
They run with Patterson. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Coleman. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Coleman, the ball carrier.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves and start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
18-yard line.
Patterson on the carry. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Patterson, and here he'll get it down to the 7. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
Here's Patterson. And the Falcons are going to be... set up with a 1st and goal. He couldn't quite reach the chalk, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure.
And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Freeman, his first touchdown on the year, and the Falcons will add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25.
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. We will see here that he's done quite a bit, but the bottom line, I guess, partner, it hasn't been enough right now.
And let's face it, everyone wants to be in a spotlight, but when you're not winning, that's not quite as much fun, because that's the bottom line, especially if you're a quarterback. Did you lead your team to a victory? No matter how many passes you threw, completed, all of that, that's what he wants to get done.
So far, he does at least have some good highlights to take home with him. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Tackle made there by Jordan Poyer. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
At the 27-yard line.
Throw over the middle, taken in. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards, a 1st down.
16 yards. And the 49er 1st down.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Falcons say they have it. They do.
Matt Ryan, sack.
They went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Atlanta.
18-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. Patterson. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
It's 2nd and inches.
They'll try the left side. It's Patterson. Just a gain of a yard, but it's going to set him up with a first and goal.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. That kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
Another carry for the running back.
Well, partner, they've been running it well the entire game, and the big guys up front, they're a huge reason why. And now they're reaping the benefits as they continue to open up big holes and gain nice yardage.
Second down and goal. Griffin. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons push further out in front.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury. And it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy. Touchdown.
49ers 13. Younghoe Koo to kick off for Atlanta.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Takes this about 5 yards deep, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just can't use it.
And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
6 brings up 2nd and 4.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he's got Snead. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down.
So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field defensively. Make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
Here we go.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dante Hightower. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
Number 36 on the carry.
And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. They'll keep it on the ground. Patterson.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
On 1st down, it's Patterson.
The running back, again the ball carrier.
I feel like I can see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
For the running back.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there.
Number 32.
And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st.
34
But forget knowing where the 1st down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
They're able to keep the drive alive 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. They'll run with Coleman on 1st down. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Javon Hargrave there on the stop. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7.
They'll try the left side. Patterson. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
3rd and 9.
50 seconds to Mike. You got nothing with that.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Patterson. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves him with a 4th down now. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They'll run it with Coleman. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. And defensively, they were ready for that, a full-on blitz. On fourth down, and they stop him short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
First down, 49ers.
Let's go, let's go.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Caught by Snead over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
And a 49er first down.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Over the middle to Kittle, complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10.
Right there, 54, right there, 54.
They're going to look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Brandon Ayuk, the one he was looking for. But it'll be 2nd and goal. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. How about the defensive stand here from 1st and goal, 3 straight incompletion?
Yeah, I think people are wondering why didn't they try and run it at least once in there. But once the first incompletion happened, it's almost like they were committed to throwing the ball from then on out.
42, 49ers 16.
So his 3rd field goal of the ball game brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And 7s and probably even 8s. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear if they want to close this gap.
At their own 25-yard line.
Tevin Coleman and the rest of the offense making their way back out. We've seen him be good so far. He's hoping to continue that trend here in quarter number 3.
And typically when you see guys running it this well, they see the game in slow motion, don't they? They see the cuts happen, they see the blocks happen, they feel really good about their vision, and then they use their legs to find that open space.
And he's had some good help up front to boot. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. Think he went backward. He did. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th. but they didn't get it. And this is caught inside the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
The 4-yard line.
Hey, we got to get this stop here, D. Right there. 54. Right there. Right there. 54.
They'll look to throw. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Justin Houston in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Down and goal.
On second down, McCaffrey. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up third.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play.
And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Brandon Ayuk with touchdown number 7 on the year. Gonzalez now to add the extra point. And that'll make this a 19-point game. So that drive, 4 plays. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
On the return, the Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one...
Cordell Patterson! And they'll get this well... Past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
They will run again with Coleman, and he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
They'll get only 3 there, so... It leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
Switch. 56.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And that will be incomplete.
Ryan's pass intended for Julio Jones.
When you run into slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll try and throw for it with Ryan. Flush. Ryan hit, and he lost the football. Dan Quinn's guys unable to come through there on 4th down. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
And after all those wins that they've reeled off, it seems that they finally have met their match in a big fourth quarter hole. But still, what a run it's been. It feels like they have not lost in forever.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short.
Then we got to give a little tip of the cap for the defense there. Zone coverage, locked it in tight, made it really difficult because they tried the crossing route against it, and it worked for a completion, but you have